Here's the legendary cheesesteak from Angelo's, 9th Street, South Philly, the Italian market section. Open it up for me, huh? Probably the best cheesesteak in Philly. Cooper sharp cheese.
Yep.
Yeah, this is the real deal. Nothing like it in Philly. Thank you.
Look at that.
Seeded Italian roll,
Delicious.
freshly baked, right out of the oven. Can't beat it.
No sogginess here.
That's Philly for you, y'all. That's Philly.
Welcome back to another episode of Rico Soul Italia Eats. In this episode, I'll be demonstrating how I make my homemade Angelo's of South Philadelphia copycat seeded Italian rolls from scratch. And trust me, these rolls are a total game changer. I use these rolls for my Philly cheesesteaks, and they are unreal. Crispy on the outside, soft on the inside, holding all that juicy ribeye steak and Cooper sharp cheese without falling apart. And when it comes to my meatball subs, these rolls absorb the sauce perfectly. My sauce is rich, packed with flavor, and yet my rolls never get soggy. Honestly, these are some of the best rolls that I've ever tasted. Not just because I make them, but because they're legit. They've been life-changing for me, and once you make them, you'll understand exactly why. And when it comes to my chicken cheesesteaks, same deal. For it's melty, it's juicy, and these rolls hold up like a champ every single time. So without further delay, let me show you how I made these most delicious rolls.
All right, we're going to start by sifting 400 grams of flour.
We'll be using the All Trumps brand by General Mills for this demonstration.
Okay, here's our 400 grams of sifted flour.
Next,
We're going to add 8 grams of sea salt. Here's our 8 grams of sea salt. What we're going to do is we'll add our sea salt to our bowl and we'll mix it in. Get this out of the way. Next, we're going to add 8 grams of Diastatic malt powder. And this is to make our bread a little bit more sizable and healthier looking. Here's our 8 grams of Diastatic malt powder. Next, we're going to add 20 grams of olive oil. Here's our 20 grams of olive oil. Next, we're going to add 13 grams of honey. And here's our 13 grams of honey.
Next, we'll zero out our scale and we'll add 250 grams of 2% milk.
Here's our 250 grams of 2% milk.
Next, we'll put the milk in the microwave for 55 seconds on high, and then we'll take it out. We'll need a temperature between 105 degrees Fahrenheit to 110 degrees Fahrenheit.
Here's our milk. It's been in for 55 seconds.
Our temperature is between 105 degrees Fahrenheit and 110 degrees Fahrenheit. We'll next weigh out 6 grams of instant dry yeast and we'll add it to our milk.
We're going to need 6 grams of my instant yeast. You see, I keep a really big bottle of it because I do a lot of baking. And there's our 6 grams of instant dry yeast.
Now it's time to start working on our milk, yeast, and diastatic malt powder concoction. We'll start with our yeast.
And next we'll add our diastatic malt powder. We're just going to mix this in. And we're doing this to make sure that our yeast is working. So before we waste any flour or anything like that, we're just going to make sure that our yeast is working. So if our yeast is working, it should start to bubble in the next 5 to 10 minutes or so. And that way we know that our yeast is still alive. Okay, it's been about 5 minutes. And as you can see, our yeast is ready. It's bubbled forth. And what we're going to do is we're just going to add this little concoction right into our flour. That's good.
Next, we'll mix and combine all the ingredients together in our stand mixer until all the flour has been incorporated. This should take about 3 to 4 minutes. It's time to start mixing.
What we're going to do is we're going to mix this on a low speed. We're going to mix on a low speed for about 3 to 4 minutes. Alrighty. And as you can see, everything looks like it's pretty much incorporated. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to let this sit for about 4 to 5 minutes. I'm going to let it hydrate. And I'm going to use this. This is a shower cap. Put a shower cap over it and we'll let it hydrate for about 4 to 5 minutes. And these shower caps, you can get them from China. They're very inexpensive. I got about a pack of 30 just for a couple of dollars. So they're very, very inexpensive. I use it a lot with all my baking.
If you found value in this video so far, please hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. I'll be very much indebted to you if you do. Thank you in advance. Now back to our video.
Okay, it's been 5 minutes since our dough is hydrated. What we're going to do next is we're going to slowly add in our olive oil.
Once we added our 20 grams of olive oil, we let it mix with our dough for 4 minutes. We've been mixing our dough for 4 minutes.
Next, we're going to add our honey. Looks like our dough is complete.
Next, we'll get our dough out of our bowl and we'll round it out. Next, we'll oil our bowl with olive oil. We'll also oil our dough just a bit. We'll cover our dough ball with our plastic shower cap and we'll put it in the oven with the oven light on for 1 hour. Do not, and I repeat, do not turn your oven on at this point. One hour later, our dough is out of the oven. next punch our dough down. Then we'll next get our dough out of our bowl and we'll divide it into 4 parts. We'll weigh them and we want them to be between 170 to 175 grams.
171, 170, 171, 170. So our dough weighs between 170 grams and 171 grams.
Next, I placed a sheet of parchment paper over my pizza pill. You can just use a baking pan, and I lightly coated it with cornmeal. Next, we're going to start to roll out our dough with a rolling pin. We'll roll our rolls out to be about 10 inches long. We'll make sure to get all the bubbles out of our dough. Now we'll just roll it up real tight. We'll roll it in one direction and pull back in the opposite direction. We want this roll to be as tight as possible. Now we'll pinch the seams and we'll tuck and pinch the ends of our rolls really good. And now we'll continue to roll our rolls out to 10 inches long. That looks to be 10 inches long. We'll place our roll on the parchment paper. Next, we'll score our roll. We would go on to do the remaining 3 rolls the same way as we did the first. Next, we'll cover our rolls with plastic wrap so they don't dry out. Here's our rolls. We transferred these rolls to a baking sheet so that we could sit them in the oven so that they could proof for 1 hour with the oven light on. After 30 minutes of our rolls proofing in the oven, we took them out and we placed our pizza still into the oven and we preheated our oven to 450 degrees Fahrenheit. It's been 30 minutes since we put our pizza still in the oven. That means our bread has been rising for 1 hour. Next we'll work on our egg wash, which consists of 1 egg yolk and 1 teaspoon of milk. I'm using 2% milk. We'll give our egg wash a quick mix. Next, we'll give our rolls an egg wash bath. Next, we'll add our sesame seeds to our rolls.
Time for our sesame seeds.
We're done adding our sesame seeds to our rolls. Here's a final look before we put them into the oven. We've transferred our rolls to our pizza pill, and Then we'll place our rolls into our preheated 450-degree oven on our homemade pizza steel. These rolls will bake for 9 minutes, then we'll turn them 180 degrees. We're adding ice for steam. This is to help us get a nice crispy exterior on our rolls. Our rolls have been in the oven for 9 minutes. Now it's time to turn them 180 degrees. We'll leave them in on 450 degrees for another 6 to 7 minutes, or until we get the browning that we like. Our rolls are shaping up just fine. This is actually our second batch of the day. Here's our Angelo's Copycat seeded Italian rolls, fresh out of the oven. "5:31 a.m. just in time for my breakfast sandwiches. After baking all night, you could say I was just a little bit hungry. These rolls came out perfect. If you want an Angelo style roll, a crispy exterior, soft on the inside, you've just found your roll. Just follow the recipe. Here are some ideas and some use cases if you decide to make these rolls. If you found value in this video, please like and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that notification bell as well. Comments are encouraged, and thanks for watching. But most importantly, don't forget to bon appetit, peoples. Ta bon appetit!